Hello, everyone. I am Nikita Ross, your host of the Fearless Female Podcast. It has been 3 months since I've seen you guys last. I'm super excited. This week, I am kicking off Retreat Week with 6 amazing guests to give you a little sampler, a little teaser of what to expect in September. Originally, the retreat was scheduled for June 12th through the 14th. Now, our new dates are September 11th through the 13th. I'm so excited. Today I'm meeting for the very first time, highly recommended Charlotte Stallings. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Nikita.
How are you?
I'm so good. It's good to be here with you. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you. Charlotte was recommended by Christy Staples. I was telling Charlotte that Christy Staples she has been an integral part of this Fearless Female movement. The branding, the marketing, the website, all of that stuff. So she knows how I feel about the Fearless Female movement. And I said, Christy, I need a speaker, a strong speaker. I need somebody new, somebody fresh. And it was just like a no-brainer. She was like, Charlotte Stallings. That's who you need. Not Charlotte and Charlotte Stallings. Why? Because she is a total package. She's a high energy, charismatic speaker who gives the audience exactly what they need. You know, she allows them to get a lot of things accomplished. She helps them get focused on being successful. That is what she does. And today she'll be sharing a few nuggets with you guys, how to get focused, especially in the midst of all of this madness. There are a lot of distractions, even for me. Last week with everything going on in the world, I didn't want to, I knew I had this week coming up, but it wasn't the right time to be posting about a retreat. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the right time to post about a retreat week. And it's like, how do you balance that as a business owner, even, promoting your personal businesses and things of that nature? How do you stay focused in the midst of madness?
Yeah, so it's been madness. I concur with you completely, Nikita. It's been a lot for all of us. We can all relate. And so as an entrepreneur, a business owner myself, that's been the challenge. How do you maintain that? What do you say? To what degree? And so something I've learned is, first off, I define focus as a decision to minimize or to get rid of distractions, things that keep me from being really in line with what it is that I'm called to do or desire to do. So getting rid of, minimizing, and that can look like pulling things down. It can look like literally turning the noise down. I imagine that you can relate to this. There were some times over these last months and even this last week, I just had to turn the TV off. Mm-hmm. I mean, just literally turn it off. And so that's what I mean. Focus for me, my definition, and someone might say that's not in the dictionary. That's okay, because you asked me. Mm-hmm. My definition is minimizing or eliminating distractions. That's focus. It's saying it's a decision to do that. It's making a decision to say, I'm going to turn off the noise.
I love your definition. Throughout this entire COVID time, let's start with that.
Okay.
Throughout the entire COVID time, I can tell you I've probably seen 30 minutes of news of COVID. Mm-hmm. Literally. Because initially when I learned about COVID, it was panic.
Yes.
It was panic. You're uncertain, you're unaware, it's unknown. So, you start to panic. That's human nature. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to watch too much of this. Right. And my grandmother kept me informed on what was going on. But literally, when I shifted my focus from watching the news or being fearful and started trying to channel that energy into different things, and it wasn't work. I made the kids do a Black History Project.
Yes.
Or we started decorating cookies.
Right.
But just changing that energy.
Yes.
Because for me, focus and energy are aligned.
That's good. And what I hear you saying, Nikita, you made a decision.
I made a decision.
You decided. So that's why that's a part of my definition. It is a decision. You decided, you were intentional about saying, here's some things we're going to do. I'm going to channel this energy into some different activities. That, I imagine, helped you to keep your mind together.
Yes.
Help you to keep your energy in check. Help you to help your family even. So it's a decision. Yeah, focus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, focus is important. You're right, the family. Because, the parents set the tone for the household. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the little people follow our lead.
They do.
They really do.
They really do.
The little people follow our lead. So it's very important to be focused. I have another question for you. When it comes to focus and getting things done and, becoming successful or getting things accomplished, what else does a person need to do? Once they made the decision to become focused, what's next?
So I say that clarity is a part of that equation as well.
Okay.
In fact, part of my mantra is clarity, focus, and action. So in addition to the focus, we need to get clear. And so that might be a step I put a little bit ahead of it. But getting clear on what it is that we need to do, why we need to do it, getting clear on what's the end game, what are we trying to accomplish, where are we trying to go. I love what Stephen Covey would write about and talk about sometimes. He said in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which we've all known about for many years, he said, begin with the end in mind. So in addition to focus, it's clarity. Where do I want to be? What do I want to have happen? Who am I trying to reach? I mean, it's a lot of questions to answer, but getting clear in our minds about those things so that we can be focused on them. Because if not, we're kind of scattered and everywhere. It's like, oh, a little of this, a little of that. And then at the end of all the activity and all the busyness, what have we accomplished? So I think clarity is an important step in all of this as well.
You mentioned clarity. I'm currently reading a book called The 1 Minute Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
And believe it or not, it's really not about money. It's about mindset.
Yep.
All these self-help books and things that you read, it's about mindset. And when you talk about clarity in this book, it talks about your dream home. And he said in the book, a lot of times you look at your dream home and you're standing on the outside of it.
Okay.
You stand on the outside of it and you're kind of looking at it and it looks like this, but you're kind of almost looking at it through the windows from the outside.
Okay.
And the clarity comes in is when you actually stand in your dream home.
Oh, yeah.
What does that feel like?
And
so now it puts another layer of emotion with it.
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel you opening the door to your dream home and you inviting people in instead of you actually walking into that dream home? I was like, oh, yeah, that's something.
That is.
That's a totally different feeling opposed to standing outside, standing in it.
I mean, you're in there,
you're in it.
Yeah, you feel yourself.
So now you envisioning,
yourself,
yourself living there. You envision yourself inviting people in. But again, now it's clear. It's clear. You know what color the cabinets are. You know how the staircase is shaped. But that's clarity.
That is clarity.
Clarity is detail.
It's detail, and that's so awesome. Clarity is detail, and clarity helps us know, K-N-O-W, when to say no, N-O. When we're clear, I'm not distracted by things that pop up over here or pop up over there. It's like, is this in alignment with what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish? So this focus, again, the idea of deciding what to minimize or to totally eliminate so that we can achieve our goals, keeps us on track, and then being clear about those things. So we can say, nope, that doesn't align with where I'm going and what I'm trying to do when we're clear. But when we're not, anything can pop up and kind of take us off kilter. And we go here, we go there, we go everywhere. And then we look up and we go, but I didn't achieve things. And then I look at you and I go, but Nikita's crushing it. She is just taking care of all this stuff. Why? You're focused. You're like a horse with blinders on. You're focused. You're not here. You're not there. Not that those things aren't good, but it's just, here's where I am. So being in that house, there's clarity, and people will say, no, this doesn't help me get to where I want to be, if it's not in alignment with where I see myself in this house. So that's a great analogy. I really hear that and understand that.
Yeah, that was powerful when I read it. I was like, oh, I never thought about it from that perspective. Another question I have for you is, you talked about it. Basically, you just said it. Some people have blinders and they get things accomplished. When you meet people, and I don't want to say unsuccessful, but when you meet people who don't reach their goals, what are the biggest barriers that prevents them from getting to where they want to be? Because, of course, everyone is capable.
Yeah. I think a couple of things,
Okay.
and I'm going to be real transparent. I've probably been that person. I know that I have. It's not always been that I've been so focused and had the clarity. So I think some of the barriers can be clarity. It can be maybe trying to compare ourselves, trying to, look where she is, look what she's doing or he's doing, and not really resting in who I am. I think there's great value in each of us just accepting who we are, not just like it's a negative or a bad thing, but really celebrating who we are and the gifts and the abilities that we have and saying, I'm going to go forward with those things. So important to really just acknowledge who we are, be celebrating who we are, and go from there. And I think that can be a big barrier. So trusting in who you are, investing in you, buying your own stock, that's important. And
you mentioned stock. I read your bio, and you worked in the investment industry for some years.
Yes.
what is something that you think is so important that people take for granted, but a small little habit that will go a long way?
A small little habit as it relates to money and
Yes.
investing,
Uh-huh.
Nikita. So a couple of things that I learned about money. I spent 20 years at American Express, what's now Ameriprise Financial, and helped our financial advisors to be great at helping their clients achieve their goals. And something I learned early on is if we don't decide, again, that word decide, that we're going to live beneath our means. And this doesn't mean we can't have good things, nice things. It means not spending every single dime that we make. That was the biggest lesson that I learned and wanted to convey to others. You have to create disposable income, to have money to invest. You've got to have money left over after the bills are paid.
Yes.
So what does that mean? It means I cannot spend every single dime I bring home. If so, I won't have extra to invest or to give or to tithe or do whatever I want to do. So biggest important lesson, if we can learn to live on less than we bring home, that's a good thing. That's an important thing.
Yes, and that's how we become overextended on credit cards and so much credit card debt because we overextended ourselves by going above our income, living above our means.
Sometimes it's trying to keep up with people.
But you just talked about that, though.
We done talked about it.
And in social media world, though, it's super hard.
It is.
I think it's, to be honest with you, I think it's harder now than ever. Do you
think
agree?
so? I think it's hard if you're caught up in that.
Yes.
And because we know the reality is everything everybody's posting. I was saying this to my daughter the other day or some weeks ago. You'll snap all these pictures. Me, you, her, everybody. We snap all these pictures, but we only post the best one. Because what do we want to do? We want to project like, ooh, perfection and great looking, and we got the right light, and we got the right outfit, my hair, my nails, my lashes, everything. So it's this, that's not the best. That's not my best side. And there's this whole, I think, plastic thing there. So it can be difficult if we're not clear. That's why I go back to, it's so important that we're clear about who we are and be good with that. This is what I'm gifted to do and who I'm called to reach and how I'm to be aligned and go forward in that and celebrate that, so.
Because that comparison thing, it happens on so many levels.
It does.
One thing, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yep.
But also, if you're a business coach and somebody else is a business coach and she may have more followers or she's flying more places and doing more touring.
Right.
And it's like, oh, why I don't have that many followers or why I don't have that much engagement on my page and I'm not booked and busy, and just get in tune to your purpose, your path, your journey, instead of comparing all the time. That is super hard. And I say it's super hard because so many people are guilty of it. So many people are guilty of it. And that's why we have to decide to cut off the social media. But the real truth is we have to be true to ourselves. Is this distracting me?
Exactly.
Is this distracting me or is this even destroying me? Is this destroying me because it's making me feel like I'm inadequate, I'm insufficient, but making that decision to cut it off or cut back. Cut back because that is so important. We all can find ourselves. Am I pretty enough? Am I skinny enough? Am I curvy enough? Are my teeth straight enough?
All
and it's
things.
all of those things.
Yeah.
And whether people say it or not, so many people deal with that.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And I think it's something we do keep to ourselves. People probably don't say it, but it's real and it happens.
I'm telling you, I see myself smiling. I'm like, oh, those teeth looking a little beige today. Something as simple as, you know what I mean?
Right.
Little bitty things that I may say to myself. I'm like, girl, cut it out.
Yes.
Like, I literally had to make myself snap out of it.
Exactly.
Or, oh, look at that little piece. We find ourselves being critics. And then not knowing which apps people are using in Photoshop or Finish. All of that great stuff, right?
My daughter, again, the millennials have this great awareness of all these things. But there's this friend that we have who every single picture was perfect, just perfect. And she said, Mom, that's an app. It's not even a filter on the phone. It's a whole separate app where you can just do something to your face.
Blemish-free skin.
Blemish-free, perfect skin. And it's like, who has that? I don't. And sometimes what we appreciate is just us being who we are. Just here we are. And that's what allows people to say, ooh, I want to be connected to that versus I know that some things may be the filter or it's not all everything. So, yeah.
I want to talk about the focus again because focus again has a lot to do with mindset.
Yes.
I did an exercise with a client that I'm coaching and positivity and negativity, they are a choice. Again, decision. And there are some people who can literally find the bad in everything.
Everything.
It just, they don't mean to.
Yeah.
There's just their, they make up.
Yep.
Oh, it was traffic. Oh, it was raining. Things like that. And so I had a client that I was working with, and I said, you know what? Let's, for the next month, every day, write down one bad thing or one negative thing that took place.
Right.
And then write down 3 great things that took place. So the good outweighs the bad.
Yes.
And then you'll realize that, okay, that bad wasn't so bad.
Exactly.
So each day, for the first week, every day she would text me or she would email me this happened, but this happened. This happened, but this happened. By week 2, she was like, you know what? I don't have a journal this week.
Oh.
I decided not to focus on the negative. And I told her that was a whole exercise.
Yay.
To shift your whole way of thinking.
Yes.
I said, because literally, we all could say, you know what? It was traffic today, but it was traffic and I wasn't the one in the wreck.
Right.
Like, how do you want to think about it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's all
I
about
do.
mindset.
It is.
And that's what causes you to stay focused as well.
Exactly. I agree.
So can you talk a little bit more about mindset? Expand on that for me.
I just agree. And you said it early. The book that you're reading, it's titled something about the house, but it has nothing to do with the house.
No.
Because it's all about up here. Something I like to say to people is these are some girlfriends who live up here. And they do more damage to us than anybody. These are the people who live up here for each of us who say those crazy things like, oh, I'm going to look at, and it's an old cliche, the glass is half full versus half empty. Whatever it is, they look at the downside, the negative side. I used to say to my daughter, because she'd come up with some negative things. We'd walk down the street and she'd say, oh, Mom, there's going to be a dog down there. Sweetie, we haven't even gotten to the middle of the block. And
She's already worried about it.
Already worried about the dog at the end of the block. And I used to say negative Nora has shown up. So let's put negative Nora aside. And negative Nora lived up here. So this idea of these girlfriends or guy friends who live up here, those are the people we have to tell, be quiet, stop, sit down somewhere. Because here's the thing, Nikithia, you wouldn't let somebody from on the street talk to you crazy.
Oh, that's a good one.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't allow it. You wouldn't allow it with your beautiful family. You wouldn't let them say some crazy things. Yet we will say it and allow that kind of stuff to tumble around in our brains. So we are in control. We have to decide, going to put that to rest. We're not today.
I like the use of girlfriends. I like how you use that because you know which girlfriend is going to tell you yes or no. You know which girlfriend is going to make you fight or talk you out the fight. you know, seriously, you
right.
know? And so it's like, if I really want the yes answer, let me call this one.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I totally agree with
and
you.
so even in our heads,
you're right.
We have to play on that. You know what? I'm not listening to that girlfriend.
Not
I want to hear
today.
the girlfriend that's saying yes.
Exactly.
Today.
And that, again, goes back to that decision. So your initial question, what is focus? It is deciding to minimize or totally turn off, cancel distractions of any type. So it can be the girlfriends. And I like to say they're not even girlfriends if they're talking crazy. They are not people that part right there. That's a hashtag, that part. They're really not your girls if they're talking crazy. So that day it's like, you have to go. I'm booting you out. You will not get to talk to my girlfriend that way, me that way. So yeah. That's what I say about the mindsets. It does start with us. We have to decide. And sometimes it's minute by minute. Sometimes depending, like this whole pandemic, I remember one day it got so deep, it was storming outside. I said, I need to go walking. So I put my little rain boots on, my little raincoat, got the umbrella. I got soaked. I did 4 miles, but I just needed to chill. It's like I needed to regulate, re-regulate my mind. So sometimes it takes that. Sometimes we got to call a friend. Whatever it is that we need to do so that we can get back to square one.
Get back into a good space.
In a good space.
Good
Exactly.
space.
Yes.
Outdoors has really been so refreshing for me. I am not an outdoors person by nature. I really like to be indoors. I love AC. But during this time, I have started walking 4-5 miles, 3.
Wow,
Yes.
you've been putting it in.
3 times a week.
Yes.
And the weeks that I can't do it, or for instance, a spider bit my foot.
Oh, no.
And I couldn't walk for a month. I missed it so much. You would have thought that I had been
Oh,
walking for years.
yes. That's
You know what I
fair.
mean? But
I
it was
got
so
you.
therapeutic. It was so relaxing, and it
It
put me in a
is.
good headspace.
Yes.
And walking outside by myself, I would have so many ideas, so many
Yes.
clarifying moments.
Isn't that great? Yes.
Yes, decluttering some things. Oh, don't need that.
Right.
You know, listening to some really good podcasts or listening to some books. But it was a good just space of edifying myself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Every time I walk, even though it was a good thing for my body, I made sure I put something good into my mind.
In your mind. That's good. Mindset stuff. That's
Yes.
what it is. Mindset
Yes.
work right there. And it's being mindful about your mindset. Being mindful about it and saying, I'm going to make some conscious decisions around how I'm thinking and what I'm listening to and what I'm allowing to come in and what I'm pushing out. I think that's work that we all need to do on a regular basis.
What are some of your favorite books?
Ooh.
I'm sure you read plenty.
Yeah, I have. And there was such a long period of time where I was just focused on industry stuff. So I didn't get to read as much as I would like. Oh my gosh. I'm recently reading a book by a good friend, Dr. Gina Jerkin. She just it's something on the Book of Ruth, but it's talking. It was a great little in-depth study of the Book of Ruth. So that's my most recent. I love anything and everything by Malcolm Gladwell. I also love Seth Godin. So he's a great marketing kind of guy, and he always gets me thinking. So
Okay.
his pieces are ones that I pull out frequently. So I've got something on my nightstand. It's not coming to mind right now. So forgive me. I'm in a book club with my sorority, and so that's a book that I'm tackling, but I can't remember the title.
That's okay. That's okay. So Seth
Yeah.
Godin.
Seth Godin.
Okay.
He's my go-to. I consider him my mentor from afar, a marketing guy who's just a genius. He just writes every day. Every day this guy posts. He doesn't come up with things like that he's got a schedule and push out there. He literally writes every day. He's just a brilliant mind. So it gets me to think and really challenges me. So I love Seth Godin.
Oh,
He's
see
somebody
there?
I
That's why you
follow.
have to share. I've
Yes,
never heard
yep.
of him, and I
Seth
will
Godin.
definitely Google him, research him.
Yes.
Because I definitely love marketing. I think marketing is so important.
Marketing is huge.
It is.
It really, really
That's
is.
how people perceive you and your brand or your business. So it plays a huge role. So I'll definitely be
Yes,
checking him
he's
out.
a good guy. He blogs and posts some great stuff every single day.
I wanted to know, those are books. What about your girlfriends or things that you do just to keep you pumped up? Because we all need to stay motivated.
Oh, we
Even though
do.
you're a motivational speaker and you empower people and help them accomplish their goals, who empowers you? Who
Oh,
keeps you motivated?
It is that circle, absolutely. And this is in no particular order, but I have a circle of girlfriends, not the ones who talk crazy, but the ones who help me get it together. Oh my gosh, it's Shirley, it's Pam, it's a good friend, Dr. Cheryl Kroll, who's in St. Louis, Dr. Gina Jerkins, Terry Theall, Pamela Miller, Janie. It's a network of women who just rally around Charlotte. And help me. I mean, literally, these are people I can call, as I'm sure you have in your circle, at any time, day or night, and they just say, I've got you. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? And then my daughter, she is just my everything in the sense that an answer to a prayer and just this wonderful amazing blossoming young woman who, unlike myself and my husband, her dad, we can talk. We'll talk to a rock. We'll talk to anybody at the drop of a dime, but she's more introverted. But I've seen her just blossom and develop and get comfortable and be comfortable with just being who she is and not feeling like she needs to be like mom or dad. So she's been just such a rock. My mom, who raised us, just a woman who I draw so much strength from. This is a woman who prays for us, keeps us lifted, and she is just a star and a light and just strength. I just think about her and I get strength. She, for me, is just an important part. I have sisters who mean so much, who are great, not just resources, but friends and encouragers to me. So my circle is some
You have
ladies
layers.
and some,
Yes,
it
you
is
have some
layers.
layers,
And I'm
yes.
thankful for the layers. I'm thankful because we need that.
We do.
Oh my gosh, there have been some rough times in life. Without them, really I don't know where I'd be, for real. So I appreciate that they're available for me.
And I just love how you talk about all these different layers, because that is what it's about. Even no man is an island.
No, we cannot be.
No man is an island. And just a person who encourages people, who inspires people. Do you see how huge this tribe is?
Yes.
Like this,
yes,
the
yes,
list
yes,
went
yes.
on and on in a good way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It wasn't two people.
No.
Like the list went on and on and on. That's the importance. I think that's another layer of success.
It is.
When everything doesn't rest on you,
Right.
when you're weak or when you're empty, you have someone who can strengthen you.
Exactly.
You have someone who's going to refuel you.
Yes.
I always attribute a lot of my success to my tribe.
Exactly.
You know, building me up or saying you can do it when I feel like I can't do it anymore.
Right.
That is so important. So realize that, ladies.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You can be a fearless female and be strong in your own right, but you definitely need that tribe. You know, everybody's tribe, you know, varies in size, but we need those extra people to push us. Push us. Also, don't forget to log on to www.thefearlessfemale.org. Yes, this is the website for the retreat, September 11th through the 13th. That is what the retreat is about. Recognizing that you're awesome. Being bold, being courageous enough to say yes to yourself instead of talking yourself out of it. And also getting connected. Some of the most amazing people that I met, I didn't necessarily grow up with them. I wasn't born to them. I met them in different stages of life, whether it would be college, whether it be a convention or a class. But these are people who I can't even imagine living without. So just join us this particular weekend. You'll get a chance to meet Charlotte. You also get a chance to meet some amazing guests.
Yes.
I saw some amazing friendships be cultivated this past year. I can tell you one off the top of my head. Latika and Samantha. Latika was from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh.
Samantha worked in my hair salon. They hit it off immediately. People thought they came to the retreat together.
Wow.
Love at first sight.
Isn't that something?
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that's going to happen for everybody, but relationships are formed, friendships are made, and connections happen at the retreat. But not only that, you're edified, you're built up, you learn a lot of things. And even after the retreat, we try to give you tools to stay motivated, encouraged, because we get all this information.
Exactly.
We get all this information. We're excited for like a week. We are. And then
You're
it fizzles.
right. It does. It does.
How to keep that fire burning?
So here's my theory around it. It's great to get that fire. We have to commit to, and that's that third piece of the puzzle that I talk about. It's that action. And I say to people, we'll get a lot. Like at the retreat, it's going to be amazing. There's going to be so much content. And I say to people, pick one thing, at least one thing that you're going to commit to really developing mastery around, so that you can be fearless and so that it's sustainable. It's pick the one thing and keep working on that. And you tell people, you tell your tribe, here's what I got and here's what I really want to work on. And here's what I want to see be different for me, so that they can hold you accountable. And then once you've mastered that, you go back through those notes, you pick another thing and you work on that and you work on that. So here's my theory about focus also. Focus beats brilliance. Focus beats brilliance. And I would even say it breeds brilliance. So sometimes we think we've got to be the smartest and know all the stuff.
It has to be perfect.
Oh, it's got to be perfect, but not. Or we got to get affirmation from everybody. Oh, Nikita, what do you think about this? Oh, Jamithia, what do you think about this? I'm getting everybody's input, but not trusting my own heart, head, gut. Focus. Deciding to eliminate or minimize distractions that keep me from achieving my goals. Focus beats brilliance. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Charlotte.
You're welcome.
For
Thank
giving us
you.
those nuggets today. She is going to be so phenomenal in September.
Aw.
Thank you for allowing me to meet you.
And to meet you, yes.
And also, tell them where they can go to find your more information.
Yes.
She has a website.
I do. CharlotteStallings.com. CharlotteStallings.com. I know that's a few syllables, a few L's and T's, but you can catch me online. And I do some things on Facebook, Instagram. Check me out. We'll have some fun. And looking forward to being there in September.
Awesome. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm here every day this week. Tomorrow, I have Dr. Arisha Hilliard. We'll be talking about faith. Until then, have a great night.